Yeah, quarterback Mark Gronowski, a game-time decision. He had that injury 2 weeks ago against Indiana. Head coach Kirk Ferentz said on Wednesday during his coaches show that it will be realistic that he does play. But again, we will not know until 2 hours before kickoff. But Jeff, in my opinion, and I don't have any inside information, but from hearing from his teammates and Coach Ferentz, Gronowski's a leader. He's very tough. He's very physical. I don't see him sitting out in a game like this where it's really a prove-it game. Ferentz talked about, him maybe being able to play on Wednesday. Last we heard that there was no soreness, there was no flare-ups. He felt pretty good. Ferentz told us Gronowski, though, in the end, he has to be confident that he can play at a high level.
I mean, if Mark starts a game, it's like last week. There's no guarantee he'll finish or just any player. So you have to have that flexibility. But yeah, we're not banking on anything. We couldn't. We've had nothing but unknowns.
Yeah, because Gronowski didn't practice 2 weeks ago. He did practice all of this week. Backups Jeremy Hecklinski and Hank Brown got all of the reps with the ones. They were working in the system. Ferentz said that both guys performed really well, which is huge in case Gronowski isn't able to go. Now, Gronowski, if he does play, he's going to be limited with what he can do. I'm not sure that Ferentz is just going to throw him to the wolves. Some good news, though, from the receiving corps. I talked to Seth Phillips earlier this week, and he said that after practice, all three quarterbacks, Brown, Hecklinski, and Gronowski, all stay after practice to get extra reps with the receivers. They take pride in being the last ones on the field. So it is good news if Gronowski can't go, that there is, a core behind him. But Ferentz did say that he is ready with all three quarterbacks no matter what happens.
Yeah, Shannon, going to be really interesting to see. We will find out, as you mentioned, 2 hours before the game, whether or not Gronowski is going to be able to go. Quarterback situation for Wisconsin, not great either, right?
No, it's not good at all, actually. Fickle went into the portal and picked up 3 transfer quarterbacks for his team. Billy Edwards Jr., he was the original starter here. He did get injured in week 1, so they had to put in their backup, who actually ended up being benched a couple weeks ago. His name is Danny O'Neill. So what Wisconsin has been doing is starting their Southern Illinois transfer, Hunter Simmons. He did play against Michigan. He didn't have a touchdown, but he had an interception. He got sacked, threw for just 177 yards, and they ended up losing 24-10. But the Iowa defense has been preparing for all 3 quarterbacks. I was told that the game plan doesn't really change drastically. There's just a couple of nuances that'll shift if it is, whatever quarterback they're trying to prepare for.
Yeah, I have a feeling there might be a big opportunity for the secondary for the Iowa Hawkeyes today. Shannon, you mentioned Gronowski could play. He's probable. What about other guys on the field that might be returning? Any good news for the Iowa Hawkeyes coming into this one?
Yeah, great news. I feel like everybody's been waiting for this. So good that my photographer just lost his glasses behind the camera. But great news, Reese Vanderzee is going to be playing potentially this game, though Ferentz did say that he's going to be smart and judicious with how much he does play because he doesn't want to overwork him, especially against Wisconsin. Xavier Williams, the running back, is also going to be back. So that means it's going to be Kamari Moulton, Xavier Williams, and then the other freshman, Nathan McNeil, all in the backfield. If you're doing the math, then Jazz Patterson and TJ Washington will not play today. And Jaden Harrell, Iowa's middle linebacker, is also out this game. So you're probably wondering who's going to be wearing the green dot. Well, that will be Jaden Montgomery. He's getting his first career start in his hometown. His teammates call him J-Mont, and he's had a pretty good, season so far, though he hasn't seen that much action through his first 3 seasons here. He is a junior. His first 3 seasons, he hasn't had any stats until this season, where he had 3 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and a pass deflection. Even though his stats aren't eye-popping, his teammates do feel good about their new voice.
We have a philosophy here called next man up. So basically, Jay Montgomery is going to be stepping into that role, and I'm very confident what he's going to do. He's a good player. He's a hard-working kid. He's kind of like a first in, last out type of guy. So I'm excited to see what he'll do.
It's just getting comfortable in practice, hearing the call, being confident in what you're saying, being loud about it. I think J-Mont's done a really good job of that, so I'm excited to see what he has in store for us. A really nice guy, vocal leader, I would say, really hard worker. Kind of a classic Iowa football player.
Wisconsin team where they don't know which quarterback is going to be playing, Jeff.
Yeah, Shannon, really interesting to know how they prepare for this one. 99th meeting between these two schools. You can make the argument, some would say, I think personally it's the biggest rivalry for them in terms of Big Ten opponents.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that, especially after you hear this. After last year's game where Iowa hung 42 points on Wisconsin, all of spring ball after practice, the team was doing 42 push-ups just to remind themselves that they lost 42-10 to Iowa, who doesn't put up 42 points really ever. So you could say there's no love lost between these two teams. It's a Big Ten rivalry game. They are playing for the Heartland Trophy. Wisconsin, it's their homecoming. It's a border battle. And really, it's a game where if either team wins, it sets the tone for the rest of the season. With this being a night game, I've been told that the fans are more likely to stay. They don't have to chug their beers. It's not 11 a.m. It's a 6 o'clock kickoff. The Hawkeyes do have the Heartland Trophy, and they have had it for the past 3 years. I was talking to the team, and they said that they actually keep the trophy in their locker room the week of this rivalry for extra motivation. But for now, it's nobody's.
It is a big game. I mean, night game, trophy game. They've been doing the 42 push-ups, all that stuff. There's going to be a lot of energy and excitement that's going to go into this game. So to get a win on the road at Wisconsin's always tough. To get a win there would be really good for the momentum of our team.
This is, I would probably say, one of the best games to play. As an Iowa fan, I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say every game's my favorite game to play. So I don't know. I'm excited. It's a trophy game. You got to go to Wisconsin. It's a night game. It's going to be rocking. So what more could you ask for?
Iowa, no stranger to night game. Shannon, 4th night game of the season out of the 6 games they're going to have played so far. What is the routine like? I imagine at this point they're pretty used to having to wait around all day.
Yeah, honestly, we hope that this one isn't a punt fest because they have had to wait around all day long. I was talking to Aaron Graves, and he told me that the coaching staff does do a really good job of keeping them busy with meetings and breaking up the day. Excuse me. So they're not just sitting around in the hotel twiddling their fingers. I was talking to the defensive line, and I found out that they watch scary movies the night before, which is actually pretty hilarious because they like to keep themselves loose. In my opinion, I think I would be seeing ghosts, but it really is pretty funny to picture a bunch of 6'5", 300-pound men screaming in a room is just, I'd be on the floor.
Yeah, it's spooky season. It's October. I wonder, got to ask what they put on last night, Shannon, when you get to talk to them after the game. We'll get back out to you in just a little bit. Thank you, Shannon. I'm around, Shannon.
Jump, jump, jump around. This morning I listened to it to pump myself up as I am unbiased for either team, but it's a super cool tradition. They do it after the 3rd quarter. It started in 1998 with actually the players on that team that pieced together a new playlist at a local bar here called Wando's, which is pretty funny. But now it's been that tradition forever, and students really love it. You can see everybody gets into it. I'm so excited to experience it firsthand, Jeff.
I'm so jealous of you. I've heard nothing but incredible things, not only about Madison, but that right there when it happens, the stadium shakes. Granted, there's a chance for Iowa today when that moment comes around that it may not be as exciting for Badger fans, or at least how much they're hoping it to be.
Well, Wisconsin is the worst team in the Big Ten. They have not won a conference game yet. Head coach Luke Fickell had high hopes coming into this season. He has 3 quarterbacks who were supposed to be pretty good for his team, and none of them have panned out so far. Unfortunately for them, Billy Edwards Jr., their original starter, got injured in week 1, so they've been working with their 3rd-string quarterback, Hunter Simmons. Wisconsin, Jeff, runs one of the slowest offenses ever. It's a play tactic for sure as they're trying to save their defense, but their time of possession is almost 34 minutes, which is 5th in the country. But get this, they are 124th out of 136 in total offense, averaging just 300 yards per game. So that means they're really just holding onto the ball and not scoring at all. It's difficult for them to get into the end zone. Defensively, though, they're really big up front. That is their biggest strength. They have a great rush defense. They're 2nd in the Big Ten in run defense, right behind Iowa, who's number 1. But they've been very vulnerable to the pass. Teams have been able to throw all over them, exposing them and clearly winning games. Wisconsin's biggest strength is controlling the clock and slowing the tempo down, so truthfully this could get pretty ugly. Now entering this game, Wisconsin has the 3rd toughest remaining schedule in the country. Up next, they do have number 1 Ohio State at home, and then they have to face number 2 Oregon on the road, and then they have Washington, number 8 Indiana, and then number 22 Illinois, and then they finish at Minnesota. It is no easy task for Iowa. Here is their remaining schedule. They have Penn State under the lights, Minnesota at home, and then number 2 Oregon at home. The next 3 games at home. Then they have to go to USC, fight on Jeff, and then Michigan State is their last home game before they finish out this season at Nebraska. A win for either of these teams would provide so much momentum heading into an absolute gauntlet of teams upcoming here. Jeff.
Yeah, Shannon, Iowa's schedule, despite Penn State not being ranked anymore, that is still a gauntlet. They need to get this win. Can't fall to 3-3. Thank you very much.